Hey guys, Chad Tracy. We're back here with another video. Sorry I took so long, ladies and gentlemen. Been a bit busy. Chad Tracy. I was a correctional officer for 18 and a half years before I was lied upon by two officers. They said I called them a pussy and a faggot, and I threatened them. And here we are. So let's reiterate last video. Last video we had Barbie. We went on and on about her, and also Manhands, how they, caught up, act like another individual in the jail. Like, come on, really? That's what we do. But it's all good. They did start line up in all the jails, which is great. Barbie, are you on time? I hope so, because I'm sure everybody's watching. And it's funny because when you left Wagner, you kept your maiden name the whole time. But when you went over to Garden State, you kept your husband's name and hyphenated it. I wonder why that is. Everybody knows. We're gonna call it how it is. You use your husband's name for clout. Let's see how that works out for you with you being late. So let's hope that you're on time. Let's see if the Good Old Boys Club is going to be watching you or not. Because I'm sure other people are watching. So, getting back. So here we are. We're doing this again and again and again, guys. And we're going to continue. I do have some charges here. That I had to pursue because the one individual acts like he doesn't do anything wrong, and that's how it is. Mr. Victim has maintained during all questioning that he never said anything to me to provoke me, never brought up my wife or ex-wife now in the argument, never said where she worked, never said what kind of car she drove. So I guess I was pretty much just arguing by myself, guys. I don't know how you can argue by yourself, but I guess I was just arguing about myself and just throwing innuendos out there with allegedly calling his wife fat, which I don't even know what she looks like. And, everything I said, I pretty much admitted to. Anything I said that he said, he absolutely did not admit to anything. It was all made up. It was all falsified. Matter of fact, his whole testimony and his partner's testimony were all falsified. I would love for somebody to, maybe not the AG's office, because they're all connected to the Department of Corrections. Maybe somebody else that could come in and investigate, do a proper investigation into this. That's what I would really, really love. Pull phone records, text messages, social media platforms, those kind of things. Speaking of social media platforms, I did misspeak about one thing. I said the first set of charges with Turtle Nuts was October 16th, 2017, which that is true. Mr. Victim was December 29th, 2017. There were 74 days in between that. I misspoke and said it was 45. But during those 74 days, I was trying to get out of the Maine. Right after the first set of charges came through, I was trying to get out of Maine with various either requests to get out or job bid forms to get out. Everything was denied, as I spoke about that before. And then Mr. Victim posted, "Oh, I saved an asshole's life tonight," end quote. A couple people said some stuff, derogatory stuff. And this is where we are today. So I don't know if anybody knows how Facebook works, but generally when you get a post and it's a year later, it usually comes up in your memories. And it doesn't repost it, but it comes up in your memories, and it allows you to see what you posted on that particular day, whether it be a birthday, anniversary, I don't know, whatever it may be. When you made a comment about I saved an asshole's life. So I'm sure that post came up in his memories on social media, on Facebook. And the reason why I say that, because Mr. Victim had contacted me on social media platform, on offerup.com for a set of rims. So he contacted me December 29th, 2018, exactly 1 year from the day that we had a problem inside the jail, when we got the argument and I had a heart attack on the job. So exactly 1 year later, he starts harassing me via OfferUp. Asked me about some kind of sparkle rims I had for sale. Just going on and on and on and on and on. And I have everything right here. Let's see. 3.4, 3.5. Because I obviously entered all this into evidence. But I guess powers that be, so he asked me, so he always tries to lowball people on everything. Like, everybody needs money. It's either, he thinks people need money, or maybe he can't afford it. But I'm sure he can afford it because he lives in a basement, from what people had told me. So yeah, he tried to offer me, I don't know, I had him up for $1,000. Tried to offer me some kind of degrading, $300. And he knew what he was doing, because he knew I was out of work. So he asked me would they fit on a Honda 02 Honda Accord 4x100. And I knew exactly who it was. I asked him what color the car was. He said black. And I said, oh, I like the rims on your car. I said, I'm sure you do. Do you recognize the cars in the back too? Because I was always buying and selling cars. I had a Focus ST, brand new one. I had a Del Sol. I flew out to Florida to pick up. I had a 2011 supercharged Mustang, running 990s when it was back then, which was super fast, full interior car, whatever. And then I had another Mustang in the garage. So that Del Sol was there. It was parked at Wagner when I was there. It was a cool little car, hey, why not? Flew out to Florida, picked it up, drove it home, which is a cool little ride, Had the top down, drove it home, and everybody's seen it. Everybody knows what each other drives. It's just one of those things. And, it was pretty prevalent on YouTube, because my son was a YouTuber, as you guys know. And always showed our house and, the things we used to do around that, and, things of that nature. It was always on YouTube. So he was trying to harass me, fuck with me. I guess this is his number. I don't know if I spoofed it or I did try to call it, but he never picked up. It went to voicemail. So I end up, I think, giving my... He went then, if you're not... Oh, he says, oh, you're not working right now, are you? Laugh my ass off. Keep them, Chad T. And I say, keep lying, karma. Lying about what? And he says, are you selling the rims or what? Laughing out loud. What's funny? I'll give you $500 for them. So I was trying to get him to, to say more. He didn't. He knew exactly it was me. He wants to lie and play games, but he knew what he was doing. And he said I was looking for rims for my 1974 Honda with 2 million miles. Yeah, because I was busting his balls one day, and that's what I said. And he called mad feelings. Like, listen, all these cars, all my old cars, they all had high miles. Hondas, Toyotas, they run forever. So he was being a dick, as usual. But so what I ended up doing was, since I had all this evidence, I went and pressed charges for harassment. He contacted Larry, you know who you are, and he contacted Chris. He acted like he didn't know where I lived, where he knew where I lived. Everybody knew where I lived. He was trying to clear his name. It was all bullshit though. Charges. So yeah, I went to court. There was a no contact order, and that was for him not to contact me for 6 months, I believe it was, and then the charges would be dropped, which was fine as long as I had everything on record, what he did and everything like that, and he had to get an expungement off his record. So, if he knew it was me right off the bat or right off the rip, he should have just stopped. He didn't. He continued on, and he continued to harass me, and it was literally a year after that I had the heart attack. Literally 1 year later. That's what I'm saying. Like, this was all plotted. It was well thought out. Opportunity arose. Like I've always said, let's talk about the days, Mr. Victim, when you used to go out and cheat on your wife, bang some girls in the back of the Honda, when you used to go out drinking and get drunk. But now you pretty much just stay high, get high at home until you can't move anymore. That's what rumor has. That's what the jail's saying. So, no hard feelings. I wish you all the best. You're already forgiven. What can you do, right? All I gotta say is, if you lie once, you gotta continue to lie, right? So, kind of is what it is for right now. But, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? If that's what you felt like you had to do, was lie on someone to get your point across, I guess that's what you had to do, right? So I've been out of work, which is all good. I'm actually a better person now. So, although I did have the heart attack, actually a better person now. Come to terms with everything. All I can do is just sit back and wait now, right? And keep going. And I'm hoping that somebody opens the investigation, re-up it, reopens it. You can only hope for the best, right? But they do say karma does exist and it does come your way in all forms. It's gonna hit. Not that I wish anything bad on you, because I don't. Listen, you're everybody's got an answer to it when they get upstairs, right? When they see go to heaven or what have you, or hell, whatever, which way you're gonna go. You got to answer it somewhere. I know that's what the political agenda is in Department of Corrections right now. Is to try to or get people terminated for things they never did. It's unfortunate, but what can you do, right? We got a lot of paperwork here. That's why I keep looking around down. Listen, unfortunately, guys, it does happen. It's part of the good old boys club. Not much you can do unless you're part of it. If you're part of it, you got nothing to worry about. But when you're not, and you do your own thing, and you're an individual, and you don't need people to survive, you do your own surviving. Just like I've done now. So we're going to get into so many things I have to get into. But we're going to get into this. I did go to a retirement party. And I heard a couple things. I went to Donahue,'s retirement party. And saying hi to everybody. Everybody was cool. You know, I'm sure they're talking behind my back, which I don't care. I was there for one person. Some people, not all. In particular, there was one, and we're going to say, I don't even know what the hell to call him. We'll call him Loudmouth. Because he was an officer at Wagner. He's a sergeant. Now Garden State. So I'm going to call him Sergeant Loudmouth because that's exactly what he is. I don't know, you got a pretty big history though, Sergeant Loudmouth. I just want to know how many women you hit. 2, 3 now? I know of 2. The one just picked up and moved, left everything. And the other one was somebody else's sister. So, since you're a tough guy and you like to hit women, right? And you like to stir the pot, and you didn't have your one boy's back, we all know. The funny thing is that when I was at Donahue's party, when you first seen me, we're in the stairwell. You're like, "Hey Trace, what's going on? Blah 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 blah. How you doing? How's everything?" But whatever. Straight up, if you had a problem with me, you could have said something to me in there, right? But I seen what you did. After you seen me, you went right down to where the one major was sitting. What the hell is his name? Major Coward. Went right over to where Major Coward was sitting, right? And you said something to him, whatever. He said something back. Then he came walking over to me. I think I was at the bar. I was having soda or something. But you, Mr. Beer Muscles, you had your 2 kids there, your 2 boys, I believe. And there was another officer that was watching them. And maybe because you had your beer muscles, maybe that's when you got a set of balls that you confront people. Because you didn't have a set of balls when you were by yourself in the stairwell at Donahue's retirement party. Now, you opted to call me a clown. You said, "I don't like you, you're a fucking clown." And I'm like, I looked around like, "You talking to me?" Like, we just had a conversation in the stairwell. Like, you could have said something there. But no, he wanted to make a big scene. There was another sergeant there. I don't know his name, but I heard he's a really good dude, black dude. But he doesn't know your history. If he knew half your history, I'm sure he wouldn't have had your back. But I'm sure if he talks to the right people, I don't even know if he's there anymore. But anyways, yeah, you call me a clown, you're a pussy, you're a faggot. And I said, listen, if I was all that, you could have said all that in the hallway. And, but of course he didn't. He's like a little chihuahua. That's all he ever did. Blah, 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 blah. And he, obviously, him and another guy I forget what tier we were on. There was a code, and the inmate was cuffed, and there was a lot of people there that day. It was a white inmate. Inmate was cuffed. You and another officer were hitting the inmate that was cuffed, the white inmate. Everybody witnessed it, and that's when I had a run-in with your buddy down in the men's bathroom in B shop. I pretty much confronted him and told him if he ever does that dumb shit again, I'm gonna go tell. There's no reason for you punching or slapping an inmate when they're cuffed. I mean, listen, if you're gonna do something, at least give an inmate an opportunity to fight back. Don't be like that. That's some wuss shit. You know what I mean? And of course, that officer got case of the ass and went and told everybody. And that also didn't help my situation. But getting back with you, you did the same exact thing as he did, as you did many other times. But whatever, right? You never got caught, you never got written up. It's all good. But what I can tell you is that what I should have done to you that night is I should have called the cops on you, and I should have followed you out of there and called your tag number in, specifically what car or truck you were driving, because you had your two sons in there, and your two sons were in there, and you were plastered drunk. And I can tell you this, that I have kids, right? And I've never, ever, ever, ever driven drunk with my children in the car. You, on the other hand, were plastered drunk, and after the incident that you confronted me and were very, very aggressive with and tried to get me to fight you, which I'm smarter than that, you got kicked out of there and you were asked to leave. So I just want to know if you turned your back on that supervisor that got fired also. Have you talked to him since he's been terminated? Because you didn't talk to your boy since he was terminated. So I was just curious. But one thing I do know is that you like to beat up women and cuffed inmates and drive drunk with your kids in a car. Pretty disgusting, right? But you know what? I believe in karma. And that's why I didn't call the cops on you that night. Because I believe in karma. Karma's going to take care of it. And God don't like ugly, right? So your time will come. That's pretty much it for you. And that's it, folks. We aren't done yet. We're going to keep going. As far as the retirement dinner for that officer, it was a great night. I got to see a lot of old friends, old associates. I even shook the major's hand. I was always taught, you always treat people with respect regardless of the situation, right? And that's what I did. Still went up and shook his hand. That's what you do. And I know he was railroading me, right? That's okay. He's got to live with that, what he's did. So, but that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to tell my story, to get the truth out. And it's like therapy for me, since it was never offered to me by DOC, and I had to get my own. During this whole time, I got no help whatsoever. When asked 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 different entities within the Department of Corrections, no help was ever given. Also, I was being harassed, intimidated, bullied, You name it. It was all there. It was all written down. That's it, folks. We're going to get back into it. Sorry I took so long. I was extremely busy working. And we'll be back at you. We're going to start going live again. I'll try to stick to that schedule. It's kind of hard. Kind of jumping all over the place, so I apologize, guys. It's just a extremely busy season for me right now. And there you go. Keep the subscribe. Please share, subscribe. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback with just telling my story. People have been, officers that see me in the gym that aren't even in our department are seeing it. From Connecticut, took a trip down to Florida, got noticed down there. It was a sheriff. It's absolutely crazy. I got 75,000 views on my channel. I mean, you can't see the analytics. I get all that. So, you know, it is increasing. Just please subscribe. Please share. That's what's going to get the word out, guys. If it hasn't happened to you, it's happened to somebody else. I met somebody from the DAG's office, believe it or not. The DAG's office, incredible. Same shit is happening to them. I don't know, maybe it's all set up. I don't really care, whatever. Still got freedom of speech behind me, guys. So, same thing is happening to them. They're not part of the good old boys club. And it's how it is. If you're not part of the good old boys club and you don't kiss ass and all that, if you want to, you know, be your own person and do your own thing, you're a problem. I don't know. It is what it is. But listen, Chad Tracy, I had 18 and a half years in before I was terminated. Approximately, what was it, 74 days apart from the first charges. I was terminated. So with the one charge, it was 74 days before, then the second charge. In between, I was trying to get out of the main building. They wouldn't allow me, meaning the administration and the majors, or the one major. And I ended up getting the second charge, which led to termination. So 18 and a half years, terminated from Department of Corrections. And I'm just trying to get my story out, guys, because it's happened before in this department. It's happened to other departments throughout the country, throughout the state, and continues to happen, guys. And if you're a whistleblower, that's usually what happens. We'll get into all that another time. Chad Tracy, have a good night, guys. Be safe in there. And how's that lineup working out for you guys? Everybody getting there on time? I'm hoping so. Get them uniforms cleaned up. Look good. Have some dignity. Carry yourself with respect. And those cameras in there, did any of them light on fire yet? Because I know in New York Department of Corrections, they took all 3,000 or 5,000 cameras from the officers. Have they done it in New Jersey DOC? Or are they the same cameras, same batteries? What is that, guys? All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good night. Take care.